YouTube? It's your boy, the Memphis XL, right back at you with another episode of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Month of Madness. That's right, it's time for another episode of the show where we take a different deck every day for the month of January, and we have ourselves a good old time dueling with it on good old Yugioh Pro. Today, everybody, is the first of our deck suggestions. That's right, donated by a fan like you. Well, we're going to be taking a look at a deck that we have all seen and we all love. We're taking a look at some competitive sort of fiends, and that means, of course, the Dark World. One of the most powerful fiend decks around that just hits really damn hard by emptying the hand of all of our monsters and plussing of all those sweet, sweet discards. So we got ourselves our Dark Worlds and a lot of the standard Dark World things, but with some added spice of Dark Necrophia and her sister, Cursed Necrophia, the edgy older sister. And so we're going to be taking a look at some good old-fashioned Danger Dark Worlds in Yugioh Pro, womboing our combos, summoning a whole bunch of monsters, and having ourselves a good sweet time. Of course, we give our shout out today to Mr. Spicy Boy, who wanted some extra spicy combos of the fiendish variety today. And so we're going to show off the suggestion. And don't forget, if you got a deck you want to see in this show, you can leave it down in the comments below. We still got some open space, 16 whole slots to be precise. So if you have a suggestion and you want to see something, let me know. We'll figure it out. So as always, the deck profile is in the description. That said, we'll just get right into the duels. We have some combos to be comboing. Alrighty, everybody. Our first opponent, another day, another card game. And we like to go first with this deck. It can go second. It depends on the hand, obviously. But for a lot of things, consider we're trying to be more competitive. Going first is pretty useful, especially considering all the floodgates nowadays. Alrighty, what do we have for an opening hand? Let's start with the Bigfoot and see where that goes. Alright, that will work just fine. So, we've discarded Mothman. I was hoping to discard him later, but this works just fine. Both players draw one, then discard one. We're going to discard Snow, the Unlight of the Dark World. And that's going to be getting us any of our Dark World cards. That's going to be very, very useful. And we'll also get to figure out what our opponent's playing. This is the idea of Dark Worlds. You're just kind of drawing a bunch, discarding a bunch. That's what we like to do. And I'll be banishing in a graveyard, but not just yet. Let's get... let's see, I need a big old fiend. I don't have a big old fiend just yet. So let's get Genta. Genta will work just fine. He's our field spell searcher. Not only a field spell searcher, but a recurring one. So long as I've got Genta in the hand, I can keep discarding him for the gates of the Dark World. And that's pretty nice. So let's set Puppetry. Go for Danger Neshi. Very nice. Now I can reuse my field spell. Perfect. So I'm going to use the Gates of the Dark World. We're going to banish Genta here. And that's going to allow me to ditch Grapha, draw Ascension. Not bad. Could be better, though. I don't have a high-level dude. That's the one issue right now, is I don't have one of my high-level dudes. But what I do have is the ability to just do this again. That's right. I can bounce back a Dark Worlder to get back Grapha. So let's bounce our field spell with our Zephyros. Whole point of Zephyros in the deck, by the way, is just to do exactly that. You're like, I want to do the field spell again. And I could fuse. I could do the fusion, and that's not a bad idea. That'll help me negate my opponent's stuff. From the GY, yes. Okay, here's what we're going to do first. Let's discard or banish Snow. Ditch our Genta, draw another Grapha. Okay, not bad. Let's... do I go for Saryuja? I kind of want to go for Saryuja. Be like, hello, I am the Saryuja. I would like to draw more cards, please. My opponent, he's got something. So this is Dinorphia. They do a lot of negates. I presume this is either Nibiru talking or an Ash Blossom. Or conversely, it's Impermanence. That was my next choice. Okay, so no Yugioh for us. Sad but true. Let us... Activate Dark World Ascension. We're going to summon our big old boss monster. And we're going to use the stuff in our grave. You don't always want to use the stuff in the grave, but on occasion you do. So we're just going to go ahead and do that, and I think that'll do it for now. We do need to have something in the hand for our Grapple, the Dragon Overlord, to put his teeth into it. But basically what this guy does, he is amazing. First card effect my opponent plays that I don't like, I can just say, that effect gets changed to something else, young man. It gets changed to your opponent discards a card. I get to pick said card. It's amazing. It won't work on any of these counter traps, but it will work on this thing. Because I'd be like, hello, what does this do again? You can let's see. If this card's destroyed, banish a trap in the grave, summon a Dinorphia. Neato. Alright, so we're going to discard Grapha. Let's blow up one of these set cards, because I know that's like his big old thing. And, oh yeah, I forgot about the other effect. I get to look at my opponent's hand and steal one of their cards if it's a monster. Awesome. No Lord of the Heavenly Prison for you. That's what you're calling an accidental bit of genius. I was channeling my inner Einstein for like 0.2 of a second, and it paid off, people. It paid off. Ooh. Hello, is Genta in the graveyard still? Yes, he is. It must be my birthday. Alrighty, this works perfectly. So we're going to discard Snow, get a Genta. Genta will do his thing. You get the idea. It's pretty simple once you get back down to it. Be like, I got a Genta. Let's get... What do we want? I could get Ranbo. He is rather big. Let's get Rambo. Might as well. Why not? So how many traps are in the graveyard? 3 exactly. Neato. Let's banish all my opponent's trap cards. See, this is why you play one of these. It's just damn useful. We'll discard our Rambo. This was done not by a cost. Therefore, I get another Dark World. And in this case, we do want to add a specific dude. I mean, I'm bigger than that thing. Okay, he doesn't get a spell trap, right? Because this wasn't revealed. Okay. That's fine. So I'm going to get Silva here. Silva's the dude you want in your hand while you have Grapha here. Because this guy gets discarded due to this thing. Your opponent loses 2 cards in their hand. It's absolutely brutal. Alright, so what do I have in my graveyard right now? Let me think about this. Let's bring back Genta. Get back Rambo. He'll be at 3,300 beat stick. Which is pretty nice. And now my opponent has no cards in the grave. So that means this thing doesn't do anything. The only thing, again, is if that's a counter trap. It's like the only thing I'm actually worried about. So, I could get an extra body. I mean, he has no cards in the hand. So Silva actually doesn't do me much good unless he happens to be hitting the grave. And I could just summon another Overlord Dragon. Do I need to bother doing that? I mean, I do want to win this turn. That would be pretty nice. That would be very nice. So, we're pretty much just going to overload on this guy. Let me tell you, perfect storm. We drew in the right card we needed right there. You know, graveyard setup is not going to be like it when we hit him with the puppetry. So, yeah. Pretty much unstoppable at this point. I'm pretty much just dunking on my opponent at this point. Because every once in a while you have to dunk on people. Not too much, but a little bit of dunking. Feels good. Alrighty, so let's go ahead. I need just anything, right, in my hand. Okay, why not? Let's make another one. And another one. Let's use in the hand. and Unsegrave, because you need to use Grapha for this. Summon another one, and then we'll get ourselves another Grapha. So even if he does somehow do something, I can just discard the Grapha to blow up a something. So there you go. This is competitive Dark World. We just summon a whole bunch of stuff and break our opponent's knees. And then we get back Silva, so we have even more damage. And I could bounce back Rambo, but I think we're good in that department. So let's go ahead for the battle phase. Because I think my opponent's just about had enough. Perhaps. I mean, I don't see him doing much. Who has the least attack points? Everyone is pretty much even. So we'll attack into the Lord of the Heavenly Prison, and this is going to be game right here. A very nice showing of what we're trying to do, and we'll finish him off with his own Lord of the Heavenly Prison. There you go, boom, Makachu. To get an idea, perfect. This is what Dark Worlds do. We're just discarding our cards, getting enough stuff on the board, and we get our Grapha. We just completely ruin our opponent's ability to set things up. And the puppetry really helps too. I'm glad I play that at one, because it's really good against graveyard stuff. So that's our first duel. Let's go ahead for duel number dos. Try to show off some of the other things this deck can do. We have a lot of links and exceeds and things to do. And also the Necrophere, so I want to show them out the Necrophere at least once. That would be nice. So let's go for duel 2. See what else we can get up to. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. I knew Rock was the right choice. But not for you, sir. Alrighty, so what do we get for our opening hand? It's got potential. A lot of potential. We'll see how it goes. Alright. That works. Snow is just glued to my hand. He's like the clingiest girlfriend you've ever had in your life. Alright, but that works too. So we got our Genta. Get our field spell. Pretty standard combo, this one. Genta is just an amazing card for Dark Worlds. Because the Gates of Dark World, just one of those old cards, not a hard once per turn. It's a beautiful card. Especially with Genta. Genta is just like almost broken, I would say, in this deck. Just because he's just, you know, he comes back if he's banished. You can discard him multiple times to get the card. They can be activated multiple times. It's pretty nutty. So, the big question is, doth I get ein spell that I cannot yet play? Methinks so. Let's risk it all on a Jackalope. We risked it all in one. I like that. Alright, Rambo, do the thing. Get me Grapha. We'll get ourselves a Grapha, and then I can play this next turn. And... I could do that. That is a very risky maneuver. See, if I use Ogopogo and I discard Grapha, I'll have another body, and then I can get back Rambo to my hand. I think I'll give it a shot. Risk it for a biscuit. Okay, that's not quite what I wanted, but it still completely and totally worked. Okay. Let's get Silva to our hand. So now we're pretty much set in that department, and since we are playing the somewhat competitive version, let's go ahead and just be a complete butt munch and summon Appaloosa to Bruiser. And we'll be good. We'll be good. I think we'll be a-okay. So basically how this is going to shut down, depending on what this is, we don't know what our opponent's playing. He didn't do anything to interrupt me. And this is a not quite standard deck size, so we don't yet know what this is. But we're going to play our Dark World Ascension. Okay, that'll stop Grapha's pop, but that's about it. Never mind, it stops Rambo's searching, which... I mean, if he's going to stop Rambo's searching, let's banish the Genta so I at least get something out of it. Right? Because then I at least get a body on the board. Also, I blow up your Pendulum graph. No Pendulum summoning for you. Good effort, young man. But not good enough to stop me. Let's see. Dragon Shrine. Nah. Go ahead, dump a dragon. That's fine by me. You know, I've got negates. I got plenty of negates. I don't need to use Grapha to stop Dark Worm. That would be a total waste. But we are up against, what is this archetype called again? I forget what it's called. It's called the Performa Pals? Performa Pills? Performa Pals are okay. Little iffy, but, you know, at this point, we're pretty much just winning right now. Because I have Silva, and he has to shuffle both of these back into his deck. So he literally can't do anything. I mean, he can't even beat up Genta. Because Genta gets bigger because of the gates of the Dark World. Home field advantage. Ooh, and the archives, too. This is, like, really good once you actually... Well, if you start with it, it's perfect. But right now, we didn't start with it. Well, that's fine. Let's go ahead and just be like, big damage numbers. And no, I don't want to negate myself. I'm tempted to. But I think I'm good. Let's go ahead and use archives. I can discard a Rambo. And then I'll activate a couple effects. I can discard a Dark World, draw more. Rambo will search me. It's crazy. Oh, wait. Never mind. I don't get the search. But I do get to draw 2 cards. So that's good. And I can't use Rambo. Okay, that's fine. My wind got taken from me a little bit. But I'm pretty sure this is still an OTK. We're OTKing all over the place, people. That's what Dark Worlds do. They're kind of like Infernities, but without the reliance on the one dude. Although that's not a great saying, because we do rely on Grappa. Anyway, there's another win with our Dark Worlds. Getting OTKs in here. I wasn't expecting to OTK all the time, but so far we are. So let's go ahead and duel number 3? Maybe 4th today. Depends on how long this is going to be. But let's go ahead for a 3rd duel and see what our opponents throw at us next. Alrighty, 3rd opponent, the fighting 3rd. It's time for some madness. I'd also like to see Necrofear. You know, I was asked to put Necrofear in here. And so I thought, you know, we'll put Necrofear. We'll put in Necrofear's sister. We'll have them both. And they do both have the ability to do stuff in this deck, of course. I can summon Necrofear by banishing fiends. No problem. I can return those fiends to the deck in order to summon Curse. Not a problem. I can overlay them for Exceeds or just beat down with them. It all works out. Just haven't drawn them yet. I didn't want to play too many of them, but I did play the Searchers. A couple Searchers, which also synergizes because, you know, Grappa's a level 8 and Mastery can search Grappa. So it all works out. What is this guy playing? Utopia, you say? I don't know. Utopia used to just be like this one dude with swords. And then Konami just said, oh, this is a card used by an MC. It needs several archetypes to be connected to it at all times. It just needs to have like 2 or 3. No. There's Gaga and Zubaba and Do and Whoa and Dodo, Go-Go, Snow archetypes attached to it. Zexal weapons, etc., etc. There's so many archetypes attached to Utopia. And all you did was make a Baguska. To be fair, I have on occasion needed to just make up a Guska. So I shouldn't be a butt and be all, you know, judgmental about that. But I am going to be a butt and be judgmental about that. Let's go for trade-in. I'd like to blow up that set card before it becomes an issue, because I have a feeling this will be an issue. I knew it. I'm smarter than the average yogi, sir. You're going to have to be smarter than that. Alrighty, so we're pretty set up to start doing things. Let's go ahead and add another Grappa. Ogopogo, you're going to have to do me a thing. I'm sorry, Rainbow. You're going to have to go, my dude. Alrighty. We are, like, set for days, and my opponent surrenders. I mean, kind of understandable, because I don't know if I was going to be OTKing, but, my opponent has very little to stop me, and if I had just one Grappa Overlord, he was going to be at a bad time. So, not a great win. I'll leave the duel in. I don't know if I'm going to count this one, but let's go for one more duel, because I still want to see the Necrofears. I still want to see some of the Link plays we can do. So far, we're mostly just fading around the main deck, weirdly enough. But let's go ahead for one more duel, show off a little bit more what Dark Worlds can do, and just hopefully we have a nice back and forth. That's what I would like to see. Alrighty, the 4th and final opponent, last chance for romance against a cactus. Ruvalf Abusa would be very excited if he was here. Not that he'd ever be caught dead on this channel, but I'm just saying, Alpha, you play Yu-Gi-Oh! So do I. I'm just saying, if you wanted to play, just let me know. What is this opening hando? This is a card destruction moment, people. The OG most powerful of all Dark World cards. Just be like, no hands. And I don't know if he does hit me with the Ash Blossom, that could be an issue. I mean, I could still kind of do something, but it would be nice if he didn't do that. Okay. All right, I see how it's going to be, sir. I mean, I understand why you did it. Oh, hey, it's Cursed Necrophere. Sweet. At least she's in my hand. There's the edgy sister. The edgy sister that did nothing. Nothing. All right. That's okay. Let's see. This card's discarded. No. No, none of that helps. Okay, we're just going to have to go for option B, which is Rambo. At the very least, I've got a 3K beat stick. That's the hand. I risked it all and lost it all. Ash Blossom, you monster. All I wanted to do was give both players a new hand. A new lease on life. Is that asking so much? I don't think it was. What is this? I was even gonna help you. What are these that are so valuable? You're playing Skull Servants. You should be glad that I'm sending your stuff to the grave. That's like their whole idea. Alright, well, regardless of that. Danger Bigfoot is cool. Twaptwick. Silly Skull Servants. Twaps are for kids. Unless you're playing pure trap tricks like we did the other day. Man, a field spell. What field spell does Skull Servant play? I don't know. I mean, it's not Mystic Mine unless I clicked into the wrong room. One monster of each type. Well, we're different types, brother. Sadly, they discard the Cursed Necrophere, but such is the way of the jungle. Alright, this is a slight issue. Just because of the whole, I can't do much about this at the moment. What is my, if I discard Grapha, I don't have Grapha at the moment. Also, please stop Ash Blossoming. It's kind of an ashy thing to do. Let me think. If I made Dingirzu... If I made Dingirzu, I could just straight up get rid of this, I suppose. Which is probably a smart thing to do, all things considered. I still don't know what the metaverse is for. I'm a little worried as to what the metaverse is for. I mean, I could ask Mark Zuckerberg what the metaverse is for, but I don't really want to ask. Alright, so we'll go for our Dingirzu. Be like, none of that nonsense for you. It'll end our turn. Alright, so we're playing Skull Servants. He doesn't have much. He is playing Floodgates, which is annoying. And there's a mystery field spell that I, for the love of me, cannot think of what it would be. What field spell helps Skull Servants? That I don't know. We're about to find out, though. What is it? Oh, it's just Zombie World. I thought it was going to be something impressive. Granted. The King of the Skull Servants is not a good thing. Luckily, I can protect myself from a damage. Let's ditch Rombo. Let's see. Danger Nessie, you say. Again with the Floodgates. You absolute whoremuffin. Okay. I see how this is gonna be. Let's start with Nessie. Hopefully discarding Jackalope. Alright, we don't get to discard Jackalope, but if I get Bigfoot, I could potentially blow this up. So let's give that a shot. Dangers? I mean, this still works. It ain't perfect by any means. What? Alright, everything's a zombie now. Right. I understand completely. I'm just gonna blow this up now. Recover from that, you filthy casual. I mean, I love Skull Serpents, don't get me wrong. I don't like the floodgates, is the part I don't like. Which is why I'm gonna have to hurt you. I'm just gonna have to hurt you, young man. I mean, I didn't want to do this. You forced me to bring out the stick. Okay, normally when you're gonna give your kid a switching, you know, you send them to the shack and they pick out their own switch. No. You were naughty. Therefore, I'm picking the stick. I'm picking the one with the brambles on it, and you're just gonna have a really bad time. I mean, he's got the King of the Skull Servants. Big whoop. It's not as big as I am. And yeah, go away, field. All right, so now that that nonsense is settled, I believe we win. All right, let's count the last duel and this one as one solid win. I think that that's fair, because honestly, this guy was not in the spirit of Skull Servants. If he had been, he might have stood a chance, but he didn't. So let's go ahead for the end screen. We've shown off most of what this deck does, so let's go ahead to the end and talk a bit more about it. Alrighty, everybody, we got ourselves the Dark World of Madness, which we're going to call 3 out of 3. Like I said, the last two are just going to count as one, because honestly, neither of those players were in the best of positions. But we got to show off a lot of what this deck can do. We're very main deck focused, as you can see. We do dip into the extra deck. Mostly it's Grappa, but we have lots of options here. I didn't get to show off everybody, like this Coach King Giant Trainer. He's an interesting dude. He could discard a whole bunch of stuff. There's things like, you know, the Underworld Goddess, and there's Blackluster Soldier. There's stuff. I'm a little unfortunate that we didn't get to go to Dark Necrofear. Maybe I should have played an extra copy of Mastery or another Necrofear to do that better, but, you know, the potential exists. And I did at least give it a shot, and at least Cursed Necrofear showed up. So I hope that that's okay. I hope that I did the deck request some justice. So thank you everybody at home for watching today's episode. If you liked it, don't forget to hit the like button down in the comments as you go to peruse the deck profile, and also consider subbing if you'd like. If I've impressed you, or you just like me as a human being, I'd appreciate it. And tomorrow, I'll let you know, we got a very special episode tomorrow. Oh baby, we are trying for an OG boss monster, and we're gonna try and turbo that boy out. I won't tell you who, but when you see it, you'll know it. So thank you everybody for watching. Your boy Memphis is signing out for now. I'll see you guys again next time with more Yu-Gi-Oh action. And until next time, y'all stay safe, stay happy, and y'all have a good one.